After a very impressive 2-0 start to the Minnesota Vikings season, we still remain as underdogs for the second straight week. As well, at home, we are underdogs against the Houston Texans. We open up as 2.5 point underdogs, I do believe, which might not sit right with most of us, but at the same time, it's like, okay, keep that same energy throughout the entire season. If you don't have faith in us, then keep on, hating basically, because guess what? This team is a lot better than all of us had expected. We're even better than I expected us to be this season. I said the expectation was probably going to miss the playoffs, end up third in the division. However, after the first 2 weeks of football, the first week against the Giants, where we completely dominated, and I know there was one person that said, dominating, you guys didn't dominate us at all, blah, blah, blah. Well, that's a Giants fan. We did. Okay, that game was pretty easy. We controlled the entire game. And then we go to week two, a game where I was nervous, a game where I said, hey, look, this is going to be the true test of the season to see where this team is actually at. How good is the Minnesota Vikings? We're going to find that out against the San Francisco 49ers, with or without Christian McCaffrey. Now, that does actually help that McCaffrey didn't play, but at the same time, B-Flow has this defense flying around making plays, okay? Playing smash mouth football, winning the turnover battle, which, if you don't know, we are undefeated under the Kevin O'Connell era when we win the turnover battle. So our defense has been a massive piece to our victories as of recent. And you know the old saying, defense wins championships. I'm not going to go that far, but I'm telling you, it's going to win us a lot of ball games this season. There's a good chance we win the NFC North. We're currently at number one in those standings. There's also a good chance we make the playoffs if we continue to stay healthy and continue to play smash mouth football on defense and have the offense firing on all cylinders. I mean, we still don't have TJ Hawkinson back in this lineup. Jordan Addison was missing last week, and yet we're still underdogs to the Houston Texans, which, don't get me wrong, they're a very good ball team. Okay, that offense is flying around. Stephon Diggs still has yet to make a massive appearance or have a good game for them. Nico Collins is CJ Stroud's go-to receiver, which we'll get to in just a second. That defense over there in Houston is nothing to sneeze at, okay? It's going to be a tough go for our offense. But what we have going right now, we have a run game that was non-existent last year that has shown up this season with the likes of Aaron Jones and Ty Chandler. Our receiving game is looking pretty solid. We seen it last week with Justin Jefferson's 97-yard touchdown reception. I mean, we're flying around. We're making plays. The defense is putting the offense in fits. Like, it's hilarious that we're still seen as underdogs, and we're showed no respect. We're 2-0, number one in the division. I mean, what else do you want from us? So let's get right to it. We are we are underdogs at home for the second straight week. When is that going to change? Well, let's talk about this upcoming matchups. Now, even after beating the 49ers in an impressive fashion on Sunday to move to 2-0, the Vikings still aren't garnering much respect from the sports books. They've opened as 2.5 point home underdogs for their week 3 matchup against the Houston Texans at US Bank Stadium. Now, the Texans are also 2-0, but their point differential is +8, and that's notably worse than the Vikings +28 mark. Houston beat the Colts by 2 points, okay, in their opener in Indianapolis, and then held on for a 19-13 victory or home win over the Chicago Bears on Sunday Night Football. Now, reigning Offensive Rookie of the Year, CJ Stroud is off to a strong start to his second season. He's completed 69% of his passes thus far with 3 touchdowns and no interceptions, which was exactly what it was like last year. Now, his top target, Nico Collins, leads the NFL in receiving yards with 252 yards through 2 weeks. Joe Mixon, Stephon Diggs, and Tank Dell round out a strong group of weapons for CJ Stroud, but Joe Mixon might not be ready to play this week. There's a good chance he misses a couple weeks, so we're going to have to go up against our old teammate Cam Akers, which I like my chances in that battle. Now, it was Houston's defense, okay, that made the difference on Sunday night against the Chicago Bears. D'Amico Ryan's group sacked Caleb Williams 7 times, picked him off twice, and held the Bears to just over 200 yards of total offense. Now, it's a very talented unit led by edge rushers Danielle Hunter. It's going to be a revenge game for him, but we'll see if the revenge holds true. And Will Anderson Jr., linebacker Aziz Al-Shahir, and young corners Derek Stingley Jr. and Kamari Lassiter. Now, this should be quite the Week 3 matchup between a pair of 2-0 teams. Brian Flores' defense going against Stroud and Bobby Slowick's offense will be another fascinating chess match. Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings offense, which is much better than Chicago's. Okay, very way better. And I would argue it's even better than Indianapolis's. We'll look to keep rolling against another good defense. Now, the Bears' offensive line was horrific against the Texans on Sunday Night Football, but the Vikings only allowed pressure on 9 of Darnold's 31 dropbacks against the 49ers, which is something to note. Look, two big things we were worried about this season was our secondary on our defense. They've been playing all right. Okay, we've let up a couple passes here and there, but for the most part, our defense has won the turnover battle, and we've stopped the 49ers offense, and we've stopped the Giants offense. And then the other worrisome aspect of the team, if you will, was the offensive line. How well will this unit work together? Will they be able to keep Sam Darnold upright? Will they be able to hold off the edge rushers? They've done just that the last 2 weeks. So what's going to be the difference here? We're going to have to see. I mean, we have the top 2 tackles, I think, in the National Football League, or the top pair of tackles in the National Football League, Christian Darrisaw and Brian O'Neill, who can stop Danielle Hunter and can stop Will Anderson Jr. It's going to be a tough day, don't get me wrong, but I still think this team is better than what we expect and better what the sports books think we are. We should win this game. We should not be underdogs. But if that's how they want to see it, then so be it. Keep that same energy the entire year moving forward, and we'll just continue to prove all you haters wrong because the Minnesota Vikings are the real deal, and I can't wait for this Week 3 matchup. You guys let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. What do you think about us being underdogs at home for the second straight week? Also, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It'd be much, much appreciated. Have a great rest of the night, folks, and Skull Vikes.